Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy VI. One thing you will have noticed is that I actually loaded an earlier save file so that I could get the 2 Dragon Claws for Sabin here. In the last episode, you saw how I tried to use Katobla Pass against the Angler Whelk to destroy both the shell and the head, and if you destroy both of them, then you get 1 Dragon Claw for each enemy. Now, I did have to reload and retry a couple times, but it honestly didn't take that long. It was only about 4 or 5 tries before Katobla Pass actually hit both and killed both and getting the 2 Dragon Claws. I did want the 2 because that's going to be very helpful for when we do the Colosseum. So I'm just going to double check my relics. Make sure we got everything that we need set up. Hermes Sandal on Celeste is kind of important for this next battle that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Now I have to be careful here because I do not have my zombie protection at the moment. Yeah. There we go. And gonna chainsaw this guy. Boom. Just have to be careful that I don't get zombified. Yeah, this is the dangerous part because these guys can zombify me. And totally called it. I was having a bit of control trouble there. What on earth did they just do? I don't know if I can noise blaster them. That would give me some time. Okay, that missed. That was clutch. Okay, he's casting flare on himself. That is certainly nice. See if I can burn these flowers before they zombify me again. Yeah, so that was kind of what I didn't want to have happen, was for one of my characters to get turned into a zombie. Thankfully, these guys have Cura, so we can just heal my team fully there. You know, I actually am going to take Haiji's Jitty off just because... I don't know. It's kind of hard. I just don't want to spend the money. Normally, I would keep it on, but I'm trying to kind of conserve my money right now. Here lies Daryl. What? So here we have Dual Han. Yeah, comes in with a big spell right away. So we're going to start off with a group Cura. So you want to be protected against both magic and physical attacks in this battle because this boss uses both, and it can be very difficult if you're not protected against both types of attacks. So I cast Fenrir, which gives me that blink effect where you see the doubles of our characters, and I have Runic for Celeste, so she can absorb attacks like that holy attack. Yep, missed the attack right there. Yeah, I'm using Drill instead of Chainsaw because Chainsaw also has that instant death probability, and if it does that, then he won't take any damage from the attacks. Okay, that was a weak attack there. Ah, that didn't work. Darn it. That's runic again. So you're kind of seeing how this battle is starting to play out. As long as you keep your characters healed and you use runic to absorb most of the attacks and try to keep your team relatively healthy, then you can pretty much withstand his attacks. So that level question holy is kind of a weird one. It chooses a random level, and then that random level, if your characters have the level that is divisible by the question mark, the random number that's chosen, then they get hit with the holy spell. Yeah, that runic came in way too late. Ah. Come on, Chakra. Yeah, not gonna happen again, buddy. I've got lots of high potions. I don't have to be sparse about using them. There we go. Finally killed that thing. Dual Han can be a very annoying battle if you let it. Okay, we got a couple spells there. That's good. Okay. So, Fenrir. You learn Banish. Just checking what he's got here. Alright. Should start learning that. Doesn't need Kutobla Pass. Start learning Teleport. It helps. Being here brings back all kinds of memories. This next test flight could be dangerous. What are you trying to prove by pushing your ship to its limits? It's pointless. Watch your step. If the worst should happen, take care of the Falcon for me. You can't be serious. When I take the Falcon from you, it will be because I left you a mile behind in a race. Until then, I'm not letting you out of my sight. Ha! Good luck with that. Ah, there's really nothing like flying. How long do you plan on hanging back there? Aren't you going to try to pass me? Or are you too entranced by my lovely behind? What a line. That's great. Incredible. All right, it's time to get serious. I'm going to break the records. I'll fly past the clouds and see the stars closer than anyone ever has before. Be back by sunset. I'll be waiting for you on our hill. Yeah, and she never came back. It was a year later when I found the wreck of the Falcon in a distant valley. I restored the ship and then put to rest down here. So, this is the Falcon? I can't very well be the world's fastest pilot if I can't even fly. I need your help. Falcon. With this, I think we might just have a chance. Now we'll be able to get up to the top of Kefka's tower. If we land up there, we should be able to get inside to launch our assault. And we'll be able to look for the rest of our friends. Right, first things first. I'm finally starting to feel as if we have some hope. That bird, could it be? Setzer, follow that pigeon. Why? I'm not sure, but something inside tells me it'll lead us to our friends. Alright, so we finally have an airship. Here in this world of ruin, there is much of the world map that is still unexplored, as you can see. I'm just going to quickly set down here. This is the town of Miranda, where we can continue the story and try to find another party member. Just going to save here. So, yeah, Miranda is where we want to go next. However, now that we have an airship, there is a ton of different stuff that we can do. So, I'm actually going to fly around a bit and show you some of the additional stuff that you can do before we continue with the story. And the first one is right back here on the solitary island where we first started in the world of ruin. So we come here and we head down to the beach. And you can see some magicite is washed ashore. Quetzali magicite. So, take a look at this. And it teaches haste at a rate of 20, which is very nice. And that's definitely something that we'll want to make use of. So, next, we know that Duncan is alive and he's meditating just north of Narsh. So Narsh is a little hard to find. It's kind of, I think this is it here. Somewhere close by. That's Narsh there. We're not going to go, so she said it's north of Narsh. It's actually, if memory serves, I think it's actually like over here. Yeah, What you want to look for is this cross pattern, these 5 trees that are shaped like an X or a cross, and that is actually where we will find Master Duncan. Master Duncan! Why the surprised face? Do you think I died or something? Master Duncan, I'm so glad you're safe. Oh dear. Sabin, you aren't crying, are you? Did you think a little thing like the end of the world was going to do me in? The earth tried to swallow me up once or twice, but I just pried its jaws open and climbed back out. Sabin, it's time for me to teach you my ultimate technique. Use this to knock some sense into Kefka. Get ready. Oof. Yep. They're fighting it out. Oh, now high speed. I call it the Phantom Rush. Now go on, hit Kefka with every blitz I taught you. Whatever you say, Master Duncan, who looks an awful lot like Bannon from the world of Balance. Can I still use the beds here? Can I not? Let's see what he says. Don't worry about me. Go, defeat Kefka. I used to be able to sleep in these beds in the world of Balance, but I guess now that the cabin is occupied again, we're not able to do that. Anyway, the whole point of that little scene there was Sabin to learn his ultimate blitz, the Phantom Rush. So deals massive damage to a single enemy. This move is actually quite crazy. It is super powerful, especially with Sabin and using earrings to boost his magic. It is one of the most powerful attacks in the entire game, I kid you not. So, we've done that. I did want to show you guys the Colosseum. Before I go there, I'm going to want to buy another Burning Fist for Sabin, which I can do in Tizen. There it is. So let's go here. There are a few weapons you want to have that are very useful to have when you're doing Colosseum battles, so let me grab them. First was a second Burning Fist for Sabin. Now we're going to want to go to Collingen. I have to be careful while you're flying around the world map here, because unlike the world of Balance, where flying in an airship was monster free, there is a powerful monster called Death Gaze flying around the world map. Now, the chances of encountering it are somewhat low, but it can catch you by surprise if you're not prepared. So it is something, before you fly in your airship anywhere in the world of Ruin, you want to make sure that your team is at least somewhat prepared. Now, the next thing I'm going to buy are 2 Viper Darts. As you can see, they're very expensive and they cost a lot of money, but is an investment that is going to be worth it. So let's go here. All right. And before I Actually, I'm just going to quickly stay at the inn in Figaro. Because that's... Uh-huh. Well, let's test out my new blitz. There we go. Phantom Rush. Boom. Look at that damage. That is some nice damage from Sabin there. So, yeah. Phantom Rush is pretty powerful. As with all blitzes, it's based on his magic stat. So, the higher you can boost Sabin's magic, the more damage his blitzes are going to do. Okay, let's rest up. Alright, let's get in our airship, make our way to the Colosseum. It's just up here, so it's not very far. Alright, so for those of you who don't remember how the Colosseum works, I talked about it briefly in another episode, but you bet one of the items in your inventory, any of these items, and then you choose which character in your party you want to have enter the battle, and from there it's all automated. You don't control your character in the Colosseum. They fight automatically using whatever weapons, whatever magic and skills that they have. So a lot of the success in the Colosseum is actually done in the menu, how you set up your characters with weapons and armor, and that's going to determine really what resistances and what strengths your character has when they go against the chosen enemy one-on-one. So there are three outcomes. If you win your battle, you lose your item, but it's replaced by a stronger, more superior one. If you lose the battle, you lose your item. You don't die. It's not game over, but your character is defeated and you lose the item you bet. Now, some characters like Chupon shows up here. If you bet something really weak like a potion, he'll use Sneeze to eject you from the battle. So if you get ejected from the battle without having your character hit KO, you don't lose the item you bet. You still retain that item, but you gain nothing more out of it. So I'm going to set up Sabin here for a battle, and I'm actually going to want to give him the Genji glove and... Yeah, I know. And the ribbon. So we'll give her an earring. We'll give him the ribbon here. And we actually want to replace those dragon claws with the burning fists. Okay, so now that we've made our preparation, I'm just going to quickly throw in a save state here. Care to fight in the Colosseum? I certainly would, with pleasure. You can choose anything. You can choose like a weak potion, although Chupon will probably show up. Or you can choose something else. And I'm going to choose the Flame Tongue. Okay, so one thing that I was not aware of, the sound patch ROM that I was using to play this game actually does not allow you to participate in the Colosseum. You actually saw there was a bit of a black screen there, and what happened is my game actually soft locked. So the music for the Colosseum was still playing, but I was not actually able to do anything. I was just stuck in the game. So what I've done is I've imported my file into the original Final Fantasy VI GBA ROM. So I know the sound quality is going to suffer a bit because of that, but at least I'll be able to show you the Colosseum battles, which is the important thing. Now, one thing I want to mention is I was initially going to use Sabin in the Colosseum, but I did some playtesting and he just actually cannot deal enough damage right now in order to take on the Great Malboro, which is the first enemy we'll be facing in the Colosseum. So I'm going to do a trick with Setzer here. I've got him set up with the Genji glove so he can have 2 Viper darts and also the ribbon. Or he should have the ribbon. He doesn't. That's my mistake. Give him the ribbon. There. So with this setup, he should be able to take out the Great Malboro. We're going to see what happens here. I'm just going to quickly throw in a save here. Care to find the Colosseum? I certainly would, my good man. When you bet a Flame Tongue, you are fighting the Great Malboro. So let's see how Setzer does against this enemy. Yeah, okay. So, first battle in, what does he do? He uses Snort, which kicks me right out of the battle. But that's okay, because when you're ejected from battles in the Colosseum, you don't actually lose anything. So we can just go in and try again. Maybe Setzer will get a turn this time. Okay, bad breath, but Ribbon is going to protect us from that. Boom. There you go. So the Viper darts came through and we get the Organics. Now the Organics is a very interesting weapon. Let me find it in my inventory here. There it is. Organic Blade, which uses MP to deal criticals, may break. So it's a very strong weapon, but I believe it has a 28% chance of breaking when you attack with it. So you may think, well, obviously it's useless then, because whenever I try to use it, it'll break. There is a trick that you can use with the Organics. Let's say you equip it on somebody like Edgar, and then for relics, you give him the black belt. Neat thing about the Organics is it will never break if you use it to counterattack. So as long as you never use the attack command and you just rely on it for counterattack damage, it is never going to break on you. That's why I like using it on somebody like Edgar, who is usually going to be using his tools in battle. Anyway, we got that, so let's throw in another quick save here. Yes. Now you power levelers are really going to like this. The next thing we're going to bet is a Tintinabulum. So this restores HP with each step taken. When you bet that, you come up against Dark Force, which is a very, very powerful enemy. And we're going to have to rely on a bit of RNG with Setzer again to see if he can take it out. Okay, it didn't happen that time. Let's see what Dark Force cooks up for us. Okay, heals himself, not bad. Okay, did a bit of damage. Yeah, you're not going to be able to out-damage him that way, Setzer. Oh, stop casting spells. This is the one downside of the Colosseum, is sometimes the AI, well, most of the times, the AI is ridiculously stupid and has your characters do things you don't want them to do. Okay, once again, Viper Darts did not work. We're getting down to the wire here. This is why you save before you do these battles. Okay, Cura would have been better. And yeah, he's dead. So we're just going to load that again. And hopefully Setzer will take it out better this time. Or take it out to begin with. Where are my Tintabellums? I gotta reorganize my inventory. This thing is kind of a mess. Alright, just save again. There, I saw it. Okay, let's try this again. Tsunami, that's a big move coming right out of the box there. Yeah, you kind of have to rely on RNG here to take this guy out. That did not work. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit out the attempts that don't work, and once I get an attempt that is successful, then we will go from there. So I'll check back in with you guys once I manage to beat this thing. There we go. So Viper Darts finally came through, and we get the growth egg. This is how you can get extra growth eggs in the game. If you remember, the growth egg is a relic that allows the character that has it equipped to get double the amount of XP earned in battle. So like I said, if you're a power leveler and you really like to grind and get your characters up as high as they can be, you're really going to like this trick. Now, arithmetic tells us that currently we have 2 growth eggs and we have 1 Tintinabellum, which means that we can only get at maximum 3 growth eggs for now. We'll address how to get the 4th growth egg later. Now we're going to make a quick change to Setzer. There's one more thing in the Colosseum that we want to pick up. And it's not going to be of much use to us for now, but it's going to be a good bargaining chip later. So we're going to equip him with the dice for this one. And we're going to save again. Saving is very important. Get that cursor off my screen there. If you bet an elixir, you get a rename card and you face a cactar. So we're going to fight this one out. He just survives and knocks out the cactar to get the rename card. So what the rename card is it's an expendable item that allows you to rename one of your characters. Again, not something that we're actually going to use, but it is something that becomes a very useful bargaining chip later on. So that's about all I'm going to show you in the Colosseum for now. We will come back here when my characters are a bit stronger and the prizes that you can get from the Colosseum are much more lucrative and they're much more valuable. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Check in soon, and I really appreciate all the support that you guys give me. If you are enjoying the videos, leave a like or a comment. I'm now signed on Facebook and Twitter, so you can drop a comment there to connect with me on social media. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys again soon.